Við byrjum á þessu. Það ekki síst fyrir tilstilli almennings allan heim sem loksins farið að ráðast gegn skattaundanskotum auðmanna og alþjóðlegra stórfyrirtækja. Þetta segir Eva Joly, þingkona á Evrópuþinginu og varaformaður nefndar sem falið var að vinna að nauðsynlegum úrbótum og aðgerðum í kjölfar birtinga Panama-skjalana og Lux-lekans svokallaða. Hún vitnar í nýjasta Nóbelsskáldið þegar hún segir tímanna breytta. Svindl, feluleikir og óréttlæti verði ekki lengur liðið. Helgi Seljan ræddi við Evu Joly í dag, en hún stödd hér á landi í boði Pírata sem héldu í dag málþing baráttuna við skattaundanskot.
Madam Joly, welcome to Kastljós. Just to start, you're here in Iceland now. You're going to speak at the conference held by the Pirate Party.
Yes.
The issues concerning the Panama Papers and what we saw there and your work in the European Parliament. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to tell Icelanders about this time.
Well, I think what we see, what we observe in the world, is that this old democratic system do not work properly anymore because of corruption and because of too many personal interests and not enough focus on general public interest. This is very clear in many banking scandals, in Bankia, in Spain, in Royal Bank of Scotland, in England. And I want to tell the Icelandic people that when you have found 600 names in the Panama Papers, and this is one service provider, Mossack Fonseca, then it means that you have really a problem. And when the persons having offshore companies where the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance and Minister of Interior, and that they are still in business without telling why these companies were set up, for what purpose and what kind of money flows did go through their companies, I think it's important for the Icelandic people to change the people that they are trusting, and that it is now for ordinary people to take power, to take care of their interests, because what we have seen is that the politicians has failed, and without going into the details, they can say there is a political sanction for you for not being transparent. We don't want you at the head of the state anymore.
But you must have heard the explanations coming from the ministers, the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister and the Interior Minister. You must have heard something about that. Don't you believe them then when they give their arguments?
The language saying, this is legal, I have done nothing wrong, is the language used by all the multinational companies, for instance, that do not pay taxes. That is what they pretend, but we are not obliged to believe them. Why should people believe them? There should be an investigation. When you have a reasonable ground to suspect that there has been some wrongdoing, because people do not set up offshore companies, paying service providers, hiding their identity only because it's legal to set it up. It has a purpose, and this must be looked into, because we also know that when you are in power, it is easy to hide away, it is easy to have some advantages in some deals. This could be a legitimate suspicion, so it must be investigated. Maybe there is no wrongdoing, but why can't the public opinion have access to their bank accounts from these companies to see where the money who flew through this company did come from? I think there is reasonable to be suspicious, and because what we see in Iceland is also what we see in most democratic countries. It is misuse of power.
Well, the committee that you're vice chairman of now in the European Parliament, what is your conclusion in a way that
yes.
What should we do and will we ever be able to stop
yes.
multinationals, very wealthy people, from trying to hide their money offshore?
The answer is yes, we will be able. Times are changing. The only one that has not understood it yet are the people still using the shell companies and the service provider, the lawyers helping them. What we see now in France, for instance, Nina Ricci, she was convicted to several years of imprisonment, and the lawyer who helped her avoiding taxes was also convicted to 6 months of prison. And what our committee is looking at, it is to find the answer to the question, how was this possible with all the anti-money laundering legislation that should have been implemented by all the member states and Iceland? How was it possible that trillions of dollars get into these small postbox companies offshore? The answer is there were no real control. There were too many interested people, too much corruption, and so this has to change. And we are suggesting the way forward, and I can tell the Icelandic people that we will manage, things will change, we will have other leagues, and there will be no place to hide away the money.
Surely that must be the work of the politicians to change the law and change the legislation. But while you are having president of the European Commission like Jean-Claude Juncker,
yes.
was the Prime Minister of Luxembourg, and
yes.
and I think 1 out of 4 deals that were put out in the Panama Papers were done through Luxembourg.
25%.
Yeah, and you had, and then you had also the Lux League, where Juncker himself or the people staffed under him in Luxembourg made deals to multinational companies who were stealing tax revenue from other European countries.
I did write a book about this.
Yeah.
It's called The Wolf in the Sheepyard, and the wolf is for sure Juncker. It is a scandal that he is heading the Commission. And we, the Greens, we don't want him. And at the first occasion, I will carry on a motion to have him fall. But he is there, but he is very weakened now. He's weakened because of the leaks, because everybody now knows that under his prime ministry period, this system were built up, and that they took income from France, from Germany, from Italy, from all the other member states. And this is why Margrethe Vestager, the Danish Commissioner for Competition, was able to fine Apple 13 billion euros. That was not Juncker, that was her. And she did it from a competition point of view. She said, you do not play by the rules because you are paying 0.05% taxes, while other companies in Ireland pays 12.5%. So the 13 billion is the difference between what they should have paid and this little sum. And then she said something very important. She said, and you, the member state, you should carry on your own investigation for tax fraud. Because she didn't deal with the tax fraud. She dealt with competition issue. So it is important that in Norway, in France, and also in Iceland, this kind of investigation is started. We don't want to live in a world where finance and multinational has taken over democracy.
Members of the British government, we have members of the British Parliament who have been using big words and condemning the use of tax shelters and offshore companies. When many of the companies are registered under British law in the British Virgin Islands and stuff.
This is lip service because Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister, is in the middle of a net of offshore companies. He's not paying taxes to UK. Cameron, his father never paid taxes, and he himself had an offshore company. But, well, they have been thrown away. And so it's not because some people has abused the system that new people cannot come in. one day we will get there. These are moving forward. We know that the US, they have now engaged within 1 year to have beneficial ownership, which they didn't have up till now. Singapore has engaged, and even Panama. So from the pressure of the OECD, the G20, and the most important, from citizens. The citizens don't want this anymore. Now they have understood, because Panama Papers show them how it is. And also LuxLeaks, it shows the whole world what was hidden up till now. So with this light, we will change the world.
Do you think Iceland and the Icelandic government could play a role in righting the wrongs, so to speak,
yes,
in the world? In this, how could we do that?
Because you're quite an extraordinary nation, highly educated people, few people, and I think truly Democrats. You are aspiring to have a real democratic system, and I do hope that the change will start here.
Thank you for joining us, Kastljós. Thank you.